Hi guys, sorry no introduction today. I'm gonna show you just a little quick pizza recipe for New Year's Eve. I'm going to add half a kilo, that's about a pound, of plain flour, all-purpose flour, into a bowl. Furthermore, some 42-gram yeast cube into a quarter-liter glass. You can also use dry yeast if you don't have the yeast cube handy. Just adding some olive oil to that. Fill it up with some lukewarm water and add salt. Now simply dissolve the yeast cube with a fork. Shouldn't be too hard in the lukewarm water. Pour all that over the flour and work it in real good. If the dough gets too wet, just add a little more flour. And if you still have lots of flour in the bowl and the dough already looks like that, just add some water and work it nice and hard. And voila, there we have our yeast dough. Perfect base for every pizza. Now I'm using some sort of yeast dough fake Tupperware plastic container. I'm going to close that up. Close it up real tightly, release the air, and just wait. The yeast will do the rest. After a few minutes, the lid will budge and then it will pop open on its own. If you don't have a container like that, just let the dough rest in a regular bowl and put a wet towel over it and then wait for, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. Alright, 10 maybe 15 minutes went by and it popped open on its own. The dough has risen to about twice its former size. Now just knead it through again. Just a couple times, not too much. And now I'm going to close up this thing again and wait until it pops a second time. Okay, another 15 minutes and it just popped open again. I'm gonna knead it one more time. So you can repeat the process one more time and let it pop a third time. But I like my pizza thick and fluffy, so I'm going to process that right now. I separated the dough into two halves. And now with the help of some baking paper, I'm going to spread one half. One half of the dough covers a pizza tray like this one. Next, so the dough doesn't get soggy, I'm going to put a few drops of olive oil on it. And spread the olive oil all around the base, all over the base, to basically seal it against watery liquids coming from the tomato sauce I'll put on next. I'm way too lazy to make my own pizza sauce, so I'm just using a very basic tomato sauce here. Spread it all nice and evenly. If you're into classic Italian pizza, then this recipe is clearly not for you, because it's gonna be loaded. What I'm doing now is I like to apply what I call a basic cheese base. And you can use whatever cheese you like. I'm using sliced Gouda cheese. You can also use like smoked cheese for a light smoky flavor. What follows are 200 grams of pizza cheese. I'm using some already shredded pizza cheese. Now what I like to do is to incorporate some cheese into the crust, so you get a really nice crust that way, and on top of that you have melted cheese in the crust. Yeah, you can also use wieners or whatever you like. It's gonna be real good. Now per request I'm gonna do this one with tuna fish. Load it really nicely. Now I'm not going to tell you how to load your pizza, you know all about that. Add anchovies, olives, whatever you want. But I'm done here. And to top it off, to finish it off, I'm going to add a little bit of more cheese. Cheese is always good. Not too much, just sprinkle some on top. And I almost forgot some pizza spice mix that contains granulated onions and granulated garlic, black pepper, salt, basil, oregano, rosemary, stuff like that. Okay, that's one down, one more to go. Now what I simply forgot with the last one, once the dough is spread, add some shredded cheese and work it inside the dough. And now turn that around. So beneath the bottom now there are those cheese pieces. I think you know where I'm going with this. It's gonna be nice and crusty and cheesy. For the second pizza I'm using some pre-cooked Döner kebab, or doner kebab as it's called in English, I think. That came straight from my freezer. I'm just pan frying it so it's all kind of crunchy and nice, and then I'm going to let it cool way down before I top the pizza with it. Hell yes! And if you should have the feeling that there's still something missing, top it off with some feta cheese. That's the way to go. A little grated cheese and some pizza spice should do the rest. And don't forget to sprinkle some cheese over the crust. It's gonna be real nice. We're good to go. Now each pizza takes about between 30 to 40 minutes in a 180 degrees Celsius oven.